Alright, everyone, we are live. Today, we're going to be continuing our playthrough of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1, the classic Knights of the Republic from 2003. As I stated before, unfortunately, I want to do a playthrough of this on PC, but streaming software likes to lag on this game for some reason on PC. So I have to do it on console, which kind of sucks me because you see the 4:3 aspect ratio. I kind of prefer to play in, like full screen. But it's whatever. It's whatever. Might not be as bad on phone, but who knows. So today we're going to be trying to get off the planet. What's this planet name? Dantooine, and hopefully get into the open world part of the game where we can actually discover it. Though this game isn't really open world, it kinda is, but not really. So I think we just have to head north. Then we should finally reach that location we're about to go to. So yeah, as I said, today I wasn't originally sure if there was going to be a stream today or not. But yeah, turns out there was. This is good anyway. Not done a 4-day stream in like 3 weeks. Like 3 weeks. It's not a stream. And it might be more helpful next year because, as you all know, the Still Alive series is turning back. It's coming back next year. So I think we just gotta go north. Then we should find that temple. That's odd for the eye to instantly spot you from that range.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not what after, we're just going around. Frick knows. Let's get rid of the head. We'll try to get as many levels as possible in this game. This game will have 20 levels. But the level up and then it's like a 20 odd dollar game. Cool. That's why I'm not entirely sure how longest playthrough is going to be. I'm going to sneeze. Or let's not fight this one preferably, but if they come on, well, you get like if the AI gets pissed, I'd rather not. So this is where we gotta go. Okay, finish off Dantooine, part of the game, and finally, yeah. Great stuff. Oh my god, I hate that thing about Coulter 1, man. Even you've got to wait and companions going super slow, man. That was such a nice change to really go after too. Alright, let's save the game because this game can be quite This is definitely slower than normally when I would play the game, though, I'll be honest with you. Take my time. Right.
샤키팅 마다와 물리라 요한리파 아킹고군 다우바 목테냐고 유유비티 자스라기도 바스리모
I think the droid is trying to communicate with us by cycling through a variety of languages. Each time it spoke, it was using a very different alien dialect. The droid can probably understand us. The only problem is it may not have been programmed with the phonemes of a language we can understand.
That's the man one. Say look.
I recognize this language as well. It's an archaic variant of the Selkath dialect spoken on Manan. But why would a droid on Dantooine be programmed to speak ancient Selkath?
Droid was looking at the thing.
It must be referring to Revan. The Dark Lord and Malak likely encountered this droid when they explored these ruins.
Too bad the droid is small enough to be where we are.
Ten revolutions would take more than 20,000 years. If this is true, then this droid is nearly 5,000 years older than the Republic itself. There must be some mistake. These builders must have been an extinct people, though it is strange there's no record of their existence. Even the archives of the Jedi Academy make no mention of them. In the years before the Republic, the Hutts were a dominant force in the galaxy, but they never constructed an empire. In fact, I know of no species that would fit with this information. The droid is obviously not programmed with the knowledge we seek. The Starforge sounds like some type of weapon, perhaps. Though in fact, it could be anything. Maybe. That might explain how the Sith were able to amass a fleet so quickly. But I suspect the Starforge is more powerful than a mere factory. Maybe the droid has more information we can use. It seems to respond to you. Perhaps you should ask it something else.
Oh yeah, that's the Jedi that talks to you earlier. Or you know.
The droid must be talking about poor Nemo. The Council sent him here to investigate, and it cost him his life. Revan and Malik unlocked the sealed door and uncovered the secrets of the Starforge. Now Malik is using the Starforge to fuel his conquest of the Republic. We have to find out what they uncovered. We have to find a way to unseal these doors to learn more about the Starforge. The Republic is depending on us.
The Starforge. Can we look at this guy's body? Yes, we can. Alright, let's put the rope on. I know it's going to decrease our defense drastically, but it does increase our dexterity. Right back. Right. So that seems to destroy them. Be destroyed. Why you want to upgrade the ability that increases destroyed?
I'm here.
You fucking hit some that's power. Why you jumping to the droid? Damn, that's what need more landers. But the Jedi groups do look kind of shit in this game, like they don't wear any hoods or anything. It's kind of funny. They changed that over the next game, like. $28, 5 HP for that. Those are the most annoying droids in the game. That's why you want to upgrade the ability. The disabled droid ability. It becomes very useful. Let's stop. Press up that. Should be. Nope, top. Here. What that means, press random run, stop the computer from percent. Language. I found it for the free pioneering I've given seed world types. Seed, grass, ocean. What's barren? What's arboreal? Okay, we got that right. We actually got that right. That was just a guess, by the way. I didn't actually know if that was him. That last one was a guess.
Huh?
Yes?
That's cute.
Yes.
Okay. Where? Great. See if we can start it before you get to that. Dude, hit it!
What can I do?
What?
Sorry. Ah. Really? Press around the button, talk to the computer. Set your data pad. Data lamp is complete. Identify the free primary death giving the seed world. So death. Death. So death would be a volcanic. Barren and desert. Yeah. Okay, we got that. Here we go, the Starforge. Let's discover this. Yeah. What should this be for? Who's in the chair? I never found this. No, who's nasty?
This must be what Revan and Malik found when they entered this temple. This must be where their journey down the dark side began. This is a map. Some sort of intergalactic navigational chart. Revan and Malik must have used this to lead them to the Starforge. We could use this map to follow their path and find the Starforge ourselves, but we must be wary. They may have laid traps or concealed what they found. I don't know, but Revan and Malik were very interested in finding it. It must be a tool of some type, or maybe a weapon. Perhaps the Council can tell us more, but I think this map might be the key to finding the Starforge, whatever it is. See this world here? This looks like Korriban, a Sith world. And if that's Korriban, then this is Kashyyyk.
It's Kashyyyk, not Kashyyyk.
There are pieces missing. Incomplete hyperspace coordinates, corrupted data, and there
Unless that's
doesn't
what it
seem to be
used to be
anything
called.
indicating where the Starforge itself might be. I was thinking that too. This map can't take us to the Starforge, but I know that Revan and Malik visited Korriban at least once. Perhaps they discovered something more there. They may have found something on each of the other worlds that completed this map. Maybe if we find all the pieces, they'll lead us to the Starforge, and some way to destroy it. We must inform the Council of what we've discovered. They must decide our next course of action, though I suspect our task has only just begun.
Okay, so the game's not going to teleport us back, that's fine. These functions unavailable this time.
How can I help? No, not bothering me. Not exactly. I've been thinking about what the Jedi Council said about the two of us. There is a bond between us. I do not dispute that. I can feel it, as I'm sure you can. The nature of that bond and its effect on our mission remain in question. Please. I'm a Jedi. Such feelings, such attractions are, well, they're beneath me, quite frankly. I admit I find you intriguing. I mean, I find your command of the Force intriguing, but my interest in you is purely academic. Surely you can understand why. Our fates are strongly connected. So connected that a literal bond has been forged between us. I saw your service records when you were transferred aboard the Ender Spire, but nothing beyond that. I know very little about you. I'd like to ask you some questions, given our relationship. I was referring to the bond we share, the one the Jedi Council spoke of. If I was actually interested in you, rest assured I could come up with a much better approach than this. Touched a nerve? No. Getting on my nerves? Most definitely. I suppose this is what you men consider being witty. Now, are you going to answer my questions, or would you rather just keep annoying me? Don't worry, these are simple questions. Nothing too intrusive. First, what kind of background do you have?
In my heart and I human from the public, I'm sick.
Good. On which planet were you born?
Yeah, what planet is that again, Star Wars?
Excellent. Your current age is? Yes.
Too bad you never found it.
The truth is, I was studying how you responded to my questions. Your reactions helped me judge you. This was a test for me to learn more about your character. You were honest, which is good. And you treated this as a serious matter, which it is. This bond we share will shape both our destinies. It is not to be taken lightly. But I imagine you've had enough questions for a while. So many things have happened to you since Taurus. It's probably a lot for you to absorb. We can speak again later, after you've had time to think about all this.
Sure, whatever you say.
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you want?
I was one of the best youth warriors in the clan Ordo in my time. No one before
This
me
is
had
something I wish
mastered
they
the
actually
power
get from
of
Mass
our
Effect, where
basilisk
you can
war
talk to
droids
the
as quickly
companions
as I
and
have.
on the mission when they're
Except
at combat.
Mandalore himself, of course. In those days,
always
we were
speak him in the
sweeping
ship.
across the Outer Rim, destroying all who fought us. Young Mandalores would prove themselves in real combat with unknown opponents above 1,000 worlds. Each brought back stories of his achievements. I remember it well, orbiting high above a placid world, its defenses just stirring. As was tradition, I would go ahead of the first wave to find enemies in the thickest fighting. I remember sitting there in my armor, linked directly with a basilisk thrumming beneath me, my heart racing with fear of the coming battle. Every new warrior has to fear to understand how to beat it. You must know that. The doors opened in front of me, and the air was sucked out of the drop bay, scattering crystals of frozen vapor across my path. I can't describe what it feels like to look directly down at a world, falling continuously as you circle it, with barely 15 centimeters of armor plate protecting you. When the magnetic locks disengaged on my droid, I plunged out of the drop bay towards the battle that waited below. The exhilaration, the euphoria I felt as I streaked into the atmosphere, dodging self-guided projectiles and beam weapons, was unmatched. An 80-kilometer plunge through the atmosphere, dodging and weaving, the outside of my armor glowing like the sun with the heat of re-entry. And with barely 30 meters to spare, I twisted and skimmed the surface, firing at the giant beam generators that were in my path. The explosion from that sent shock waves that leveled the entire complex around it. It was the moment
Where's the way to
of
fix
my
this double
life.
audio issue? When I'm showing that was some fight.
I'll never forget those times. But things are different now. We can't go on fighting the way we did. There are too few of us left now. But I really don't want to talk about this anymore. I trust I've satisfied your curiosity for now. Is there something else you want to know? Your choice.
Okay, so we like more about Candace's history. Interesting. Okay, so it's just straight institution, not like the past. Yeah, I don't really know how to fix the double audio problems on console. It's probably something like I probably got to put like the microphone, get a better microphone that just outright does removes all noise, because the Blue Yeti mic's only good special shit when it's getting attacked. The Blue Yeti mic's only so good. I'm thinking of getting a better mic sometime next year. Just so the audio sounds a bit better, you know, so it sounds even closer to my voice, because Blue Yeti mics are very good, but they're kind of basic. So I'm thinking of getting like what they call Shivan or something like that. I can't remember. Something like that. Cost like 300 odd quid. Yeah, this was like 100 odd quid. So costs a bit more.
Kuyami juz jikata na patoga ya hulki tong hai tuam jiji jum lumpa. Nita poe tikito mujashak bakat. Ka chikun ida hodonga. Ka chikun ida hodonga. Jidubadwana.
He's already seen. Oh yeah, we already asked him that before. Yeah, so hopefully that can fix some of the double audio issues when I get a more professional microphone sometime next year. This is only going to be an issue in console games, by the way, double audio. The double audio will never be an issue on PC games. Until I fix this issue. But I can't really turn down the microphone like turning down the game audio and turning down my voice, so yeah, it's kind of bad. Saying that, I could turn down the game audio. I guess I could turn down the game audio for me, but I would hear the game audio less, because since I'm streaming on the console, it has to obviously come out of can we not edit Jedi now? No. I guess you're not allowed to. So we got green. Red lightsaber for right now. It looks kind of weird. See if we can get proper later in the game.
Ah, you have returned, young Padawan. Have you discovered what it was that Revan and Malak sought in those ruins? This news of a Starforge is disturbing. Action is required, but we must not do so in haste. We must discuss recent events in light of this new information.
We should consult the Jedi archives to see if there's any mention of the Starforge and what it might do. We must learn why Revan and Malak sought it out.
Return to your ship with Bastila, and we will summon you when we are done.
Well, you know, you'll summon me.
Padawan, You have done well in discovering the star map hidden within the ancient ruins. But there is more you must do in the battle against Malak and the Sith. We Jedi know victory over the Sith will not come through martial might.
Like, you just keep going as Padawan.
The Council has a mission for you, Padawan.
At the same time,
I've consulted our vast archives in an effort to discover the nature of this Star Forge, but all my efforts have been in vain.
Still, the Council are in agreement. The Star Forge must be found. Revan and Malak sought it out when they began their tragic fall. The Star Forge is surely a powerful tool of the dark side.
The star map in the ruins showed you 4 planets, but it was incomplete. It did not show the location of the Star Forge itself. We believe there may be similar star maps on other planets. Each star map is likely a small piece of a larger puzzle. Find the star maps on Kashyyyk, Tatooine, Manan, and Korriban, and we believe they will lead you to the Star Forge. The Jedi numbers have been ravaged by this war, by defections to Malak's cause, and by Sith assassins. But we realize the importance of this mission. Yet if we send a company of Jedi Knights with you, we would surely draw the full attention of Malak and the Sith, dooming your efforts to failure.
Makes sense.
Secrecy is our best defense against the Sith. But it would be foolish to send you on this quest without someone to aid you, young Padawan. Bastila will accompany you, for there is a powerful connection between you two. A connection that might be the key to unraveling the mysteries uncovered by Revan. And Juhani has also asked to accompany you. After long deliberation, we have granted her request.
Juhani nearly fell to the dark side. Perhaps her presence will serve as a reminder to you of the dangers of that path.
Of course, those who aided you on Taris will also come. They possess skills you may find useful in your quest. Remember that secrecy and discretion are paramount to your success. You will not be able to hide the fact that you are a Jedi, nor should you. But the true nature of your mission must not reach Malak's ears. You may return here at any time. Dantooine will be a sanctuary for you, a safe haven. Here you can find supplies and whatever advice or other aid we may give you.
You can leave whenever you wish. The sooner the better. The longer you wait, the stronger Malak becomes. But first, a warning, young Padawan. The lure of the dark side is difficult to resist. I fear this quest to find the Star Forge could lead you down an all too familiar path.
The fate of the galaxy is in your hands, young Padawan. We pray you are up to the challenge. May the Force be with you.
When they call you Padawan, and they call it a familiar path, that's a massive, massive, massive hint to. Oh. I wonder familiar path. I wonder who he really is, you know? Not everyone's gonna be able to detect that, but you know, you know. First time playing, you probably won't notice.
Takumjus takmiki grabulmogo. Kachichu ita bodunga. Tolbabank wale oganda naru chuchut. Mogesha ponka bola wana chikne. Mule slimo podadada nanga kumbist mule rabest. Runda di hotonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching palamule tongking ba nunotek. Togning tong haitwam jiji jumblumpa. Litapoe tikito. Dolpa da bongualeo gondona Kachikun ida hodonga. Yiking kuno bam. Takum just takmiki grabulmogo. Kachichu ita bodunga. Dolbabank waleo ganda naru chuchut. Mogesha ponka bola wana chikne. Pamule slimo runda di hodonga kun hankabi.
They make such a big deal about this street.
Ching palamule tongking ba nunotek. Tugning
So I try to stream the
chatukunde
Force.
mule. Kachikun idahadonga. Ikinkuno bamulerachikun. Mucho shakpakat. Kino no namapaule rachikun. Runda di hodonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching balamule. Tonking. Takum just tak miki grabulmogo. Kachichu ita bodunga. Dolbabank wale oganda naru chuchut. Ogisha ponka tong haitwam jiji lumpa. Ita poe tikito. Dolpa da bonk wale o gandona chut. Kachikun ida hodonga. Ikinkuno bamulera chikun. Slimo podona. We ita nandayata. Wata yuma wama huhu nandektek. Shatrunda di hodonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching bala. Kachikun ida hodonga. Ikinkuno bamulerachi. Kachikun ida hodonga. Ikinkuno bamulerachi. We ita nandayata. Wata yuma wama huhu nandektek. Shatung runda di hodonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching balamule tonki. Kachikun ida hodonga. Ikinkuno bamulerachi. Runda di hodonga kun hankabi. Wana kun bez ching balamule. Ita nandayata. Wata yuma wama huhu nandektek. Kachikun ida hodonga. Ikinkuno bamulerachi.
I thought about some woman.
Kachi.
Okay.
Jidubadwana.
Thanks for the warning, pal.
Ikukumo no bamul. Shi gratulo da bograshi oni un compa. Kachikun ida hodonga. Iking. Takum justach miki.
We've already dealt with the mandolins.
Ida hodonga. Ikinku. Manaman otota. Hakiju krata bolash. Kachikun ida hodonga. Takum justach miki grabulmogo. Kachitolpa da bongwal.
Okay.
Takum justach.
I don't even know where the person even spawns. Or maybe you have to trigger that first, then the spawn. Regardless, it's too late now. I'm not running around the whole freaking field looking for them again. Should have done that when I first came on the planet. You know what I mean? So let's see. Does anybody in here?
Hey there, what can I do for you? Don't tell me you believe Lena's lies. Griff might be working as a miner on Tatooine, but the rest of her story is Bantha Poodoo. You can't trust someone like her.
Sure,
At
but
least Griff's free of her clutches. I'd like to go speak to the Circa Corp rep on Tatooine if we have time. Maybe I can arrange to see my brother again. I just hope he's not in any kind of trouble when we do.
So we're going to Tatooine. Planet we're first going to go to is Tatooine anyway, but we're going to see if we can try and line a dialogue from him.
Yeah, what do you want? You want another war story, huh? You want to hear about some other world getting wasted, eh? I knew you were the type. Your stagnant republic has never seen some of the strange creatures and races we fought on the Outer Rim in those years. And you never will now.
Yes, thanks.
If a world isn't strong enough to defend itself, it's basically forfeit. But this story is about something a little different. We were going through the asteroid fields of the Crispin system at the very edge of the galaxy, playing with the pirates and smugglers we found there. The main belt in the Crispin system consists of mainly small rocks covered in frozen methane gas shells, and the pirates were using them for cover. Ha! I remember using a thermal generator to cause the outer layer of one of the asteroids to vaporize in a picosecond. It blew out and shredded the 3 smugglers using it for cover, but that was a mistake. The asteroid I had targeted was smaller than most, maybe a dozen meters on a side. On the outside, it looked the same as any other. Just a ball covered in frozen gas. But something must have been inside it.
Oh, yeah.
Something inactive, in the cold. The heat of my blast might have triggered something, or woken something up. After I'd hit it, spots of light and heat appeared all over the thin shell, still covering it, evaporating the gases. What lay underneath looked like some sort of rocky growth. A deformed rock, pitted by scores of micrometeorite scars. I think something even older might have been inside that. Maybe, but maybe not. It started rotating faster and faster as we watched it. After a second, it started spraying fire, thermal projectiles that melted our armor like wax. We were caught completely by surprise. Before we could counterattack, it fled at an incredible speed. We couldn't catch it, but we could follow its hyperspace wake. We followed its trail as far as we could, heading away from the galactic core. When it finally led beyond the edge of our galaxy, we abandoned our efforts.
Yeah.
Anything that wants to commit suicide in that great void is not worth our trouble trying to catch. That's the only story I have for now. I'll tell you some more stuff later if we get the chance. Is there something else you want to know?
No, that's fine for now.
Your choice.
So, that's an interesting line of dialogue where he says, there was some weird thing, like some weird rock, and it had powers, and it had, you know what that's a reference to? The Yuzon Vaughn. The Yuzon Vaughn. Which is kind of weird, because the Yuzon Vaughn did not invade the Star Wars universe until, after the fall of the Galactic Empire. So, yeah, that's very odd. The droid doesn't really talk, the Wookiee doesn't really talk in this thing.
I feel I must apologize for the way I acted towards you before, in the Grove. It was wrong of me. I am sorry for attacking you. I am sorry for thinking you would only try to kill me. I hope that by helping you in your task, I may redeem myself in your eyes, and in my own. Thank you. It is most reassuring to know that you can forgive me, even though I tried to take your life. I can only hope that, in our time journeying together, I will succeed.
Dialogue. I feel like we're missing some. So the droid's kind of pointless. The Wookiee's kind of pointless. Sorry if you like this game, if you really like the game, but the dialogue doesn't really improve upon the companions until I'm built up to it. The droid's pretty much useless. The Wookiee's pretty much useless. We don't want to do too much dialogue talking, which can't actually happen.
How can I help? It was less of a dream and more of a vision the two of us shared. But I am certainly willing to answer any questions the Jedi Council did not. Are you wondering why we shared the vision, or why we even received it in the first place? To the first, I can only repeat the answer that the Council gave us. As to the second, I truly don't have an answer for you. I don't know. Believe me, I certainly don't find the prospect of being joined to you enjoyable in any fashion.
Why is that?
Please, forgive me. I did not mean to imply that you were repulsive in any sense of the word. That we shared something so personal is just not something I'm used to. What would you like to know? Perhaps because we desired to. Perhaps because they came to this planet and were strong enough in the Force to leave a trace.
Or maybe.
They did something important here. Of that, I am certain. We dreamed about Revan and Malak either because we were meant to.
Okay.
With luck, we will. I would rather not rely on such visions to guide us.
Yeah, sure.
As you wish. How can I help? I do? How did you know? A Kinrath pup. It most certainly is not. I am a Jedi, remember? I have far too much mental discipline to reveal what goes on inside my mind with such obvious physical clues. My thoughts remain hidden, including whatever my feelings are for you. I mean, whatever I feel... whatever I think about you. That is you. Why must you be so impossibly infuriating? You know very well what I am really talking about. I am referring to the bond between us, the one the Jedi Council spoke of. Our connection allows us glimpses into each other's mind. We can feel some of what the other feels, And what I feel within you troubles me. A Padawan must receive considerable training. They must learn to control their emotions and darker impulses. Often it takes years before using the Force can be considered safe. The fact that you are so strong in the Force and have had such relatively little training could have terrible consequences. For you, and for everyone around you. I don't think there's much you can do. If things were different, I would recommend several years of training under one of the Jedi Masters. But I fear that won't be possible. Thankfully, you've exhibited a degree of compassion and self-control up to this point. I sincerely hope you can maintain these traits in the future. We must all resist the influence of the dark side. It's everything we are fighting against. This is doubly important for you, with your natural affinity for the Force. That's good to hear. Without the proper training, however, I'm afraid you will find the path difficult even with the best of intentions. There's great danger ahead for both of us. Our destinies are intertwined. Everything one of us does will have consequences for the other. Any reckless behavior on your part is likely to affect me as well. I believe you truly mean what you say, for now, but sometimes it is not so easy to keep such promises. Your power could be a gift or a curse. When you need guidance or advice or support, I will do my best to help you stay on the path of the light. I only hope I have the wisdom to help you through the dark times. But for now, we should return to our mission.
Dialogue. Alright, let's talk to Mr. Grumpy that doesn't like to share his life stories.
Yes, what's on your mind? Have I been quiet? Suppose I have. I guess I just don't like being left out of the loop. Left out of the loop, you know, not being told anything strung along. It's really starting to irritate me. For one thing, I want to know what the Jedi Council said to you. They pulled you in there and refused to tell me a thing about it. I'm rather curious to know what went on, and why they didn't keep you on Dantooine for training. Isn't that strange? I'd be more than happy to, but she's as closed-mouthed as the rest of the Council. I'm hoping you'll be the one to enlighten me. I may not know much about the Jedi, but I do know they aren't famous for taking on old Padawans and sending them on dangerous assignments. A bond? What kind of bond? You mean to say that they told you that you were tied to Bastila in some way? I have trouble believing that. You're a neophyte Padawan who's been saddled with the responsibility of tracking down these star maps. Why, that's not normal. I am not trying to provoke you or to imply that you're somehow responsible for the Jedi Council, but give me a hand here. There has to be a reason. No, I didn't mean that you weren't wanted or that I want to go. It's just... Damn it. Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm not going to wait around until I'm betrayed again. You know, we'll just see about that, won't we? Look, I didn't mean it that way. I want to get to Saul, not... No, forget it. It just seems that all I can do is insult you, isn't it? Just forget I said anything. Let's just get on with what we were doing.
It's so annoying, so easily. Right, so let's start working in planets. So we've got 4 planets we can travel to. We've also got Yavin, but Yavin will be future reference. So we probably want to go to Tatooine. So actually kind of funny, let's get the planets in chronological order. Because, yeah, let's go to Tatooine. I can't actually remember what's on Yavin. I think imagine Yavin was originally going to be a DLC planet. It may actually. I don't forget it. I think it's just a station you can go to device stuff. And what was Yavin in the original game? Like the original version that came out in 2002. Not the game that you edition, or the version you get on that. You didn't know that, this is actually the first game that ever got a Game of the Year award. Wasn't until 2003. It sells it. You know it's dated, I mean.
Lord Malak, the Star Forge is operating at 200% capacity, far beyond our expectations.
I am more interested in the young Jedi Bastila and her battle meditation. Have you learned how she escaped the destruction of Taris?
She was aided by Karth Onasi, a decorated war hero of the Republic and a legendary soldier. During the Mandalore Wars, he was honored many times for his bravery.
You know this man?
Yes, Lord Malak. He served under me when I still followed the Republic. You could say I was his mentor.
Interesting. How did you acquire this information, Admiral?
An eyewitness, Lord Malik. Calo Nord, a bounty hunter, was there when Bastila and Karth escaped the planet. Apparently, they left him for dead.
A Jedi and a war hero. It's a wonder you survived the encounter.
I am hard to kill, Lord Malik.
Calo has agreed to help us capture the young Bastila for a very hefty fee, of course. But I assure you he is well worth the price. His reputation as a bounty hunter is well earned.
Her companions are nothing to me, Calo. But I desire the young Jedi taken alive, if at all possible.
Lord Malik, forgive me, there is something else. May we have a private audience away from the ears of the common soldiers?
I trust you are not wasting my time, Admiral Kareth.
I promise you will be very interested in what Calo has to tell you about Bastila's other companions, Lord Malik.
Yeah. It's a reference to who's other companions. Which is a big one. There's a lot of hints. I wonder if I'm generally curious if anybody actually found out who your character really was before the reveal back in the day.
The Force has given us a vision, like the one we shared on Dantooine. Did you see it? Of course. You must have. The Force is strong with us both. Tatooine is known for little but blowing sand. I find it surprising that there would be a star map somewhere in its desolate wastes. The star map would likely have to be within some kind of shelter to protect it against dust and sandstorms. I suspect there are many such caves and caverns hidden in the sands of the Dune Sea. The creatures of this world probably use them as their lairs. No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location.
Okay. So,
Yes, what's on your mind?
just curious, does that mean say dialogue? No, it doesn't.
How can I help? Yes, I did. I wanted to speak to you about our mission and what lies ahead for us. It seems fate, or the Force, is driving us into a confrontation with the Dark Lord. You must prepare yourself for when we face Malak. The confrontation will be difficult for you. I remember how hard it was when I first faced Revan. It's true that due to my battle meditation, I was with the Jedi strike team that boarded Revan's ship. We did not kill Revan, however. Our mission was to capture Revan if possible. It was Malak who turned on his own master, firing upon Revan's ship while we were still on board it. It was his desire to kill us and his master both. Thankfully, we narrowly escaped the vessel as it exploded. As I said, we were there to capture Revan alive. The Jedi do not believe in killing their prisoners. No one deserves execution, no matter what their crimes. Remember that Revan and Malak were once great Jedi, heroes in every sense of the word. They demonstrate the danger of the dark side to us all. I'm sorry, we really shouldn't speak of this anymore. The memory of my confrontation with Revan is painful. Let's return to the mission, please.
Just gonna hope we get more dialogue, so because there's a certain thing in this planet with Bastila. Okay, we'll check that right now then. So much of my routines. So that'll be useful later on. So we check around the ship, check if there's anything odd. Okay. I don't know how is nobody detecting this person that's behind me?
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about? How I came to be a Jedi? I am sure you would not find it very interesting. Are you sure you would like to hear? Well, it goes back a number of years. Back on my homeworld, we did not see Jedi very often. Especially where I lived. The hind end of space. A pit of a world, to be sure, where Jedi rarely tread. But we had heard of them. Well, everyone had, so that is not to be unexpected. Champions of truth. Defenders of justice. Heroes of the Republic. It was very easy for a child to be enthralled by their image, their mystique. Maybe I was one of those children. Yes, I did. When I saw a Jedi for the first time, they lived up to everything my imagination had created them to be. I was awed, and maybe a little enamored. They were quite striking, especially the tales of their leader. From that moment on, I knew that I would have to try to become a Jedi. To lift myself out of the rut I had been living in for years, and to make a real difference, as the Jedi were. The foolish delusions of a child. But this child made it happen. As soon as I was able, I left my world and went in search of them. I found them and was accepted. I had been living my dream on Dantooine for several years before you came, although perhaps I was not entirely ready for it. Or not completely suited to the task. Otherwise, I would not have fallen. But thanks to you, I have been redeemed. Come, there is much we should do. Let us not...
Throw man, throw me. My name. You hear the space behind you. Okay, where's the stamp stone? Where located? Probably the sweet panel. Cargo hold. Where's the cargo hold again? We're just in the cargo hold.
Kipuna, bona na kichu. Selima wanga kun bikin. Mucho shakapaga. Mucho shakapaga. Mucho shakapaga. Mucho shakapaga. Tonki ba non tontek. Kipuna, bona na kichu. Selima wanga kun bikin. Kipuna, bona na kichu.
No, I'm still.
Tonki ba non. Tong abuk shami no no. Mucho shakapaga. Tong abuk shami no nok. Tonki ba non tontek. Kipuna, bona na kichu. Kipuna.
Nope.
Tong abuk shami no. Tonki ba non tonte. Silimo wanga kundi. Mucho shakapaga.
Yes.
Mucho shakapaga.
Okay.
Dong abuk sha. Mucho shakapaga.
Yes, I know slow mode's on. It's on for a reason.
Silimo. Kipuna.
Jesus.
Kipuna. Bon. Tonki ba. Tonki ba.
Jesus.
Dong abuk shami no nok.
Just get through style.
Mucho shakapaga. Silimo wanga kun. Kipuna. Kipuna. Bon. Kipuna.
This is just like some weird ass side quest.
Tonki ba. Mucho shakapaga. Tonki ba. Tonki ba. Mucho shakapaga. Dong abuk shami.
Very Tatooine someone, okay. Slow mode's on for a reason because when I was doing like playthroughs of like the Grand Theft Auto games on the channel, it was literally getting spammed constantly by bots 24/7. Like people would just spam and spam and spam and spam at those bots. Like you ban the bot, then they just go on another account. You know what I mean? They just do it over and over and over and over again. And I don't want to put that on subscriber only mode because that just I just completely screw over the chat completely. So we need to bring. We'll go back to. Actually, let's get the sewage fucking store away at the ship. Can we? Nah, it's forcing us to go. We'll do it after we've done Tatooine then.
Welcome to Anchorhead, potential customer. Zerka Corporation stands ready to serve. After some formalities, of course. First, your ship is not on our list of planned arrivals for today. There is a docking fee of 100 credits because of this.
Yeah. That's pretty much the reason.
The immediate benefit is access to these very docking facilities. This is the only port in Anchorhead. Once you've paid, we will offer trade services as well. We're not unreasonable, we just want to cover expenses. I assure you that the fee is... That does make sense. I suppose I could let it go this time. We need the business. This will cover any future landings as well. It's like a register. Now, as a customs officer, I can provide information on services. Is this visit business or pleasure? There isn't much to tell. It's a very old planet, well past its prime. Zerka Corporation is the only company with any interest in it. It's not a very pretty world, but there is opportunity here if you know where to look. I can't really get into that. It hasn't been a very smooth operation. I shouldn't get into it. It's common knowledge, so there's no harm in telling you. It's a tale of bad business. You see, Zerka Corporation staked their claim to this planet based on some very promising geological surveys. Unfortunately, that information was incorrect, and possibly even an attempt at sabotage by a rival company. Not totally barren. There were a few good years of mining, and limited operations are still in place. But the ore is flawed. It has peculiar properties. They've had to look at other forms of business. Zerka Corporation has really tried to hide this, but it just seems that Tatooine metal is unfit for effective manufacturing. I would imagine that this outpost will eventually be abandoned. Nobody is making any money here. Of course, this rock may have been settled a few times, so look for some other company to get stuck with it. Pursuits that appeal to the casual traveler.
What was your questions?
There are some fearsome native species that provide exciting hunting. There are also lengthy, barren wastes that serve
Few
as
questions that
fine
be so
swoop
annoying.
tracks. Attracting business has been slow, however.
Okay, I've said that.
Very little. There are hints that it might once have been a lush world, but I can't picture it as anything but a desert. Native sentient species have no records going back that far. That was hundreds of years ago, maybe thousands. Of course, the native species are not very willing to tell anyone anything. They're barely more than animals. The Sand People. They're vicious and attack outsiders on sight. More animal than anything, really. Maybe they know the history of Tatooine. Maybe they don't. Impossible to tell. They won't cooperate. Not personally, but they've given Zerka Corporation a rough time. It's hard enough mining this rock without suffering random attacks. I think the company has even put a bounty on them, but I'm sure not going to try for it. It depends on what level of risk you want to take. You could ask at the Zerka office if any bounties need collecting. That's in Central Anchorhead. While you're at the office, ask for a hunting license so you can sell trophies to Faza in his lodge, just north of them. I suppose you could also take up swoop racing. Talk to
I'm not
the
really
Hut
talking
registration
much.
office by the track.
Truth be told.
That's in West Anchorhead. I can't say I know which of these jobs is the most dangerous.
That's why I don't like talking over
I
the games
stay away
talking.
from all of them.
Okay. I mean, the audio's pretty low, to be honest. I actually turned up the stream audio a little bit. Now, there's a downside about the audio here, and this is a problem, and I realise this is a problem in my streams. You probably can hear the audio double twice because I'm playing this on console. Now, unfortunately, I have no method to fix that, because Blue Yeti mics, high-end mics like £150 or £100, right? The problem is, you can still hear background noise with them. So my plan early next year, is to get like a Shivin mic or something like that, which just completely remove all noise. Like, everybody says Blue Yeti mics are the best streaming microphones. I gotta be completely honest. Oh, they fuck. They're very, very good, but they're not top end. The plan is to maybe get £300 or something like that, spend it on like a top end microphone, and that will be good for console streaming, for you won't hear any audio in the background, because the problem about streaming on a console is obviously the audio has to come out of the screen, because you can't because I can't put on like two headsets at once. One to listen to like stream out labs audio and all that stuff, and one to obviously listen to the game audio. You can do that on a PC no problem, because obviously you get the audio coming out of that. But it's kind of a nightmare to stream a game on console with a capture card and have the audio coming in out of the capture card and coming out your headphones at the same time, and that's just not possible, unfortunately. Anyway,
That's not my...
okay.
You a digger? I've heard of ruins being found now and then, but they've all... You're not going to get anywhere with them. You could always ask a Jawa.
A Jawa.
As you wish. If you need any...
Huh?
What can I do?
Sure.
Huh?
So what I was saying is, what I was saying to you, Troll Me, was, you said the last streamer or whoever couldn't stop me laughing at all my questions. So I was asking, what type of questions were you asking that was making them laugh? That's what I was asking. It's this guy's. Life support facts. So we've actually got a decent amount of credits. Until you get to these items that cost like 9,000. See, well. So it's dexterity and stealth's really pointless in these games. So that is an implant. Immunity from mind effect, and that is actually quite useful. Actually, we might actually need that for later on. Yeah, let's buy an implant, actually. We don't want to spend our money, because we obviously have to buy in HK. Don't really want to spend that type of money. We don't have an implant yet, so you know what, we'll get that for the time being. Well, that's a shit option, it's not bad. Okay. Ah, we can't even put them on anyway. You cannot cross it, you don't have the basic. Please see the item's description. Can't grab any of these actually. Can any of the companions grab any of these? Nope. There's some better things. We're gonna have to use them. Cruise Blaster. I can put implants on any of them. I wonder if we've not unlocked them some to put implants on. That was a wee bit away. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? Oh, I didn't save, never mind, it's fine. That's one. Have you bought a lump of coal for Christmas? Yeah, that is random. You know, they just always say that, like, the kids and that. I wonder if there actually was anybody that actually bought their kids, like, a lump of coal for Christmas, because obviously... Because the kids were, like, mad.
If I don't get these converters working, I lose my job.
Or should I say Santa gave them, like, a little lump of coal for Christmas? To be honest, I don't think any of my audience is a young audience anyway.
I still haven't heard a final figure on how many. You never know what the Sith will do. Look at Terrace. Any reason for what happened there?
Please, will you help me? I have nothing left. Oh, thank you. I don't have anywhere else to turn. If you're down and out on Tatooine, you're on your own. My husband was a hunter, killed out on the dunes. This raid plate is all I have left. Please, will you buy it? I don't need a handout. I just can't sell it to Faza without a license. Please, I'm worried about having it. They're so rare. No? But you looked... I'm sorry, I thought you looked equipped like a hunter. Are you sure you're not going to be getting a license? I mean, you don't look like a farmer, and the only way to be allowed out of Anchorhead is to get a hunting license. Zerka Corporation sells them out of their office just south of here in the center of Anchorhead. That's where my husband got his. I think they charge 200 credits, but they've been known to make exceptions. Please, no one else will help. Will you buy it? I can't sell it myself. They're worth more than 500 credits. You will? Oh, thank you so much. Please. Cheaper? Please, it's all I guess I don't have much choice, do I? I have to take it. It will have to do. I thank you, I guess. Maybe it's enough.
It troubles me to see you behaving this way. Such actions...
Shut up! That is not the dark side! It's just me negotiating. How the fuck is that dark side points? How the fuck is that being dark side? I wouldn't call that being light side, but trying to, you know, persuade the person, it's called being a seller. Or a buyer or something like that. How is that considered bad? Whatever. Exactly. Okay, so we may as well get this license first. Alright, we'll come back. Yeah, there is some things in this game that are questionable, like dark side options, which I don't really consider like a dark side option. Like on Taris, you'd like the arena thing where you have to fight like all the champions in that, and obviously you beat them all, meet number one, then this Mandalorian like called Starkiller. I know it's crazy. It's actually called Starkiller, the Mandalorian. Yes, yes, Starkiller existed in Star Wars 5 years before the Force Unleashed game even came out.
Anything you want? I don't have a lot of time for talk, so please make it quick.
But you end up having to kill him if you want to fight him, and apparently that's considered dark side, even though it's a Mandalorian, and Mandalorians did horrible things. Did horrible things.
All right, but I'm not sure what I could say to interest you. I just work on the crawlers.
Apparently killing him is considered dark side.
I repair the sand crawlers when they return from the mines. They get pretty banged up, even without the attacks. The sand people attack. They've offered bounties on sand. Tried the Zerka office. Oh, the big crawlers head out at dawn. That's so they avoid the bigger predators. The raid, I mean, doesn't help avoid the sand people, though. They attack pretty regular, no matter what Zerka Corporation tries. All right then, back to...
Do you think proper 3D video games where you can play them while wearing glasses? That's a joke. That's a joke. But I don't get it.
Kuya mi just kuna jiktanai. Ina kun mama rulira rachikun slimo patona. Undi hadong da chikong kabi. La boda ni winki smack toma. Wana kun best jingpa ma rulira. Tok jingbang non kek. Tok ninja rulira rabes.
Here's actually a genuine question, right? Is there actually games that actually do support like 3D games where I don't think this is a thing in gaming, but there's probably some weird game out there that's actually that does what's the word I'm looking for? Work with 3D glasses, and the game looks different with 3D glasses. Because you obviously get that like movies and that. I wonder if there's an actual game like that. This is a genuine serious question. I wonder if there's a game out there that like looks different if you wear 3D glasses, and I'm not joking about that. I'm just generally curious. I'm just generally curious if there's a game out there. That's something I might actually look up. Because I wonder if there probably ain't, but there might be a game out there that actually supports like when 3D glass, you know, because you know in the cinema or the theater, if you're an American, you get like 3D movies and that. I wonder if there's an actual game out there.
Can I help you? These are the offices of the Zerka Corporation. I trust you have business with the company. If this is about employment, I'm afraid all regular mining positions are full. And before you ask, we are also no longer selling hunting licenses. Griff? There's no Griff here. Never heard of him. No, I don't remember a single Griff on the Zerka Corporation payroll. Oh, you mean that Twi'lek? Must have slipped my mind for a second. Yes, of course I remember Griff. We hired that Twi'lek some time ago. Not a good worker, according to his crew chief. Always complaining and faking injuries to get out of work. He entered false timesheets and slept through his shifts. We even suspected him of stealing Zerka Corporation supplies, although we could never prove it. We would have fired him, but we needed workers. It would have been better for him if he had been fired. Then the Sand People wouldn't have gotten him. He was lost in a Sand People raid we suffered not too long ago. There were prisoners taken, but our rescue parties never found anyone alive. In the end, it just wasn't cost-effective to keep searching. All miners sign a waiver absolving Zerka Corporation of liability in these circumstances. Zerka Corporation cares deeply for all of its employees. That's why we've started a bounty program to thin the Sand People numbers. We didn't find his body, so we have to assume he was taken prisoner. Whether he's still alive, I couldn't say. That's all I can tell you. I shouldn't even have said this much. This is all privileged corporate information. I could lose my job. As I said, all employees have signed waivers absolving Zerka Corporation of any financial liability if this occurs. It is the industry standard. I suppose you could apply for special dispensation from the Zerka Corporation representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours only, please. Very well, though I do have work to get back to. As I said, we are no longer selling them. There are too many people cavorting about outside the walls as it is. We use them to ensure that only people judged fit by Zerka Corporation are allowed outside the city. We don't allow casual exploration because of legal concerns. Zerka Corporation takes no responsibility for a loss of life on the dunes. It's just so we can keep track of people. No one leaves the city without a Zerka hunting license. Well, normally we charge 200 credits, but I could make an exception if you agreed to perform a task for us. It's similar to hunting. The Sand People are becoming a problem. They destroy our sandcrawlers and kill our miners. One particular tribe is the worst. It's as if their chieftain has decided to wage war against us. I would like their attacks terminated. Bring me their gaffy sticks as proof. If you agree to do this, I'll give you a hunting license now and pay a bounty for each stick later. I'll give a bonus for the chieftains.
Okay. Why not though?
Which would you rather have dumped on your office floor? Besides, they're ceremonial weapons, unique to each warrior. It's just as good. Excellent. Now, just so we understand each other, this is an enforceable contract. Zerka Corporation takes this very seriously. Here's your license, and a few directions. We believe one of their enclaves is in the far south of the Dune Sea. You might try following one of our sandcrawlers. They're regularly attacked. I wouldn't mind you escorting them. Very well, though I do have work to get back to. I assume that by out of the ordinary you're referring... I'm afraid Zerka Corporation is not offering any comment on the... If you're looking for local events, there was also a Jawa here earlier, saying something about me. I can't be more specific about what he wanted. Our droid translators had difficulty with the mess.
Good.
Farewell. Zerka...
That'll get us that'll give us a hunting license. This is good.
Chua Penki, Yun Patisa, Tijuba Jikutka Naga, Kingu Mwa Muliradwana, Kinba Nikchalora Kun, Chiwi Aita Kat.
Yeah, maybe they could actually. You know, I'm gonna take that. I'm actually gonna take that up right now. Just because I'm genuinely curious. Just curious. What games? I actually came up actually. Oh, some of the what Nvidia actually has a what? Wow. Hang on, I'm gonna change my stream. There's actually games that actually do support some sort of video 3D visual radio PC games. Wow. What? Never knew this. Like, it's an actual thing. It's an actual thing, like 3D specs, so these are such games. Wow, these are games actually quite old games as well. These are not even new games. So this was a thing like, what, 10 years ago? That's crazy. Because these are not new games. Like Mafia 2's got an own game, Lost Planet 2's got an own game, Just Cause 2. Yeah, Battlefield Bad Company 2. Wow. That's actually kind of crazy. So it doesn't seem to be a thing in modern games, it seems like. And this must just be visuals. Unless they mean they support it. Regardless. That's cool. That is interesting. So doesn't seem to really be a modern game thing though, because those games that I was looking at in those lists, those are like 10-year-old games at least. Even older some of them actually. That's interesting. I never knew that was a thing in PC gaming. It was probably something that probably most of them.
Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai, Ina Kun Mama Rulira Rachikun, Slimo Padona, Undi Hadonga Chihonkabi, La Boda Ni Winkies Matoma, Wanakun Best Chingpa Marulira, Tok Chingbang Non Kek, Tukning Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai, Ina Kun Mama Rulira Jawana Bota Ayata Honga Chakanki Dora, Kachi Kuita Hodonga, Topada Bungwalia Gando Donado Chut, Musha Papampa, Bola Wana Chitne. Pamuli Slemo Poda Wanga kun bes mulira rabes Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai Ina kun mama rulira rachikun Slimo Padona La Boda ni Winkis Matoma Wana kun bes Chingpama rulira Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai Ina kun mama rulira rachikun Slimo Padona Mundi Hadonga Chihonkabi La Boda ni Winkis Matoma Wana kun bes Chingpama rulira Tok Chingbang Non Kek Ninja Mura Rabes, Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai, Ina Kun Mama Rulira Rachikun, Slimo Padona, Mundi Hadonga La Boda ni Winkis Matoma, Wanakun Bes Chingpama Rulira, Tok Chingbang Non Kech, Ninja Mura Rabes, Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai, Ina Kun Mama Rulira Rachikun, Slimo La Boda ni Winkis Matoma, Wanakun Bes Chingpama Rulira, Tok Chingbang Non Kech. Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai, Ina Kun Mama Rulira Rachikun, Slimo Padona, Mundi Hadonga Chihonkabi. Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai, Ina Kun Mama Rulira Rachikun, Slimo Padona, Mundi La Boda ni Winkis Matoma, Wanakun Bes Chingpama Rulira, Tok Chingbang Non Kek, Tuk Ninja Mura Rabes. Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai, Ina Kun Mama Rulira Rachikun. Kuyabi Juskuna Jitanai, Ina Kun Mama Rulira Rachik, La Boda ni Winkis Matoma, Wanakun Bes Chingpama Rulira.
Okay. So that's not a quest. And then we should have to actually talk to these people in the hunting lodge and stuff, man. The hunting lodge, man. Don't know if they sell anything. Yeah, we get some money back from that. It's just mainly Scottish. I'm Scottish. What about yourself? Where are you from? Nice.
Ciao baso, Gino Molirani Lubo, Tonkin Ba, Noku Netsag. Chiwi Aita Ka Chong Chicha, Ajiwa Aita Kan Kichana.
No, sorry, pal. We do not pay play Bazass and vanilla. We do not play Bazass and vanilla Knights of the Old Republic. See the Bazass game or Knights of the Old Republic mods. The game's pretty much rigged, where you look most likely to lose.
What can I do for you?
Sure,
My
yeah,
wife
sure.
send you? This ain't about credits, is it? Oh, of course. Who put you up to this, my wife? I meant what I said about having no credits. Hunting is a dirty and tough business. What can old... There isn't any. Too many hunters, not enough prey. I can barely keep... Of course, it's better than going alone. What if I stumble... What do I care? I need to eat. I also need to pay for parts so the wife can keep the droids running. It's all about the credits. Some guys will talk about honor and stuff, but they still sell their plates to Faza. I guess honor needs creds too. I suppose, but so what? When that resource goes belly up, I'll just move on. I'm just a wandering... I'm not real popular with the others, but they just fool themselves. They're in it for the credits too. Too long, but it beats smuggling. You ever run into a Sith dreadnought in the desert? No, you haven't. Hell, I married her. No, seriously now. I had this friend that crossed Sith space and got stripped of everything. It's not like I have much now, I guess, but I still prefer sand people to getting ambushed on unproven trade routes. She doesn't understand me. You know the drill. It's not my fault. She knew who I was when she married me.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever you want. Who knows the planet? I don't know. Sure. My blood. They almost got me last year. Tore up 2 of my battle droids. Where they got weapons to cut battle armor, I don't know. Pick a dune and... Smart traders. They've salvaged and sold me my own damaged droids. They don't say much I can understand. I think they're a little slow, but... Sure. Where they got weapons? Good hunt.
Yeah, 3D TVs. Yeah, I actually forgot about 3D TVs actually, because it's been that long.
Aw, jeez. I hope this doesn't take too long. Gamorreans like to throw insults around, but they just don't have the smarts for it.
I'll rip them off. Watch your tongue, piggies, or I'll rip them out. Maybe one day. Maybe one day, maybe one day. One day. I'm definitely gonna one day do a playthrough of this game in Dark Side. It'll be a fun playthrough. Definitely gonna be a fun playthrough. I don't know when we'll do it. It'll probably be like a year or two. Yeah, a year or two, because I like to take. I want to get through quite a lot through. I'm losing my words. I want to get through a lot of games before I start, like, you know what I mean, like replaying games on the channel. But anyway, when we play Night Soul, anyway, the next playthrough that will be a Dark Side playthrough though. Not next playthrough, like in a month or so, will be Night Soul Republic 2. Yes, when we do Night Soul Republic 2.
Lord Malak was most displeased when he learned you had escaped Taris alive. He has promised a great reward to whoever destroys you.
Really? I don't think you... Maybe we should have put on the thing that
Yes?
Don't stop. Also, when we play Night Suit with Bullet 2, we'll be playing as what's this? I think it's a Sith Inquisitor, is it? Is that equivalent to a Jedi counselor? What's your name? Perhaps I'm named. It's called Mr. What? What a weird name. Oh, this is just a little bit isn't it? You know, we'll get back to this. Maybe you're right. Maybe I want one. Let's actually start focusing on the main quest for this planet. We'll focus on the race in like next stream or something like that, or if we even do it at all. Well, like, were we actually in the game? It doesn't tell us, does it? No. No, we're only level 8 actually, I think. Dark Jedi robes. Are Dark Jedi robes more better than Jedi robes? Like, no, they're the exact same. They're actually the exact same stats. Yeah. Kind of found it funny that the Jedi robes in Knights of the Republic 1, when they made this game, they look so weird. Like, they don't have like the hood or anything. Wasn't until I am in the second game when they did.
Who are you then? Only new people that come to Junix Nard's Cantina are long-time losers and bounty hunters. I don't have to tell you why the two don't mix well. Please keep any blaster fire to a minimum. Zerka Corporation only worries about keeping the...
Alright. Security strikes. Interesting. Stabilizer. I really want to just find like a strength combat. That'd be quite useful.
Well now, what can Gandalf do for you? It's been a while since I've had anyone bother talking to me. Usually it's some kid wondering what my old racing days were like when I was back on Taris. It seems like a long time. I'm not sure what I have that you would be interested in. Something I know. Well, something I used to know. My racing days are behind me. Gandalf is the name. Best place to race is wherever the track treats you sweet. You get hung up on any one track and he'll end up like me. My favorite stop was Taris. Taris, yes. Always look forward to going back. No, I don't want to touch my bike at all.
We might see... We see
Woman.
the Grand Champ.
I never won on Taris, but it was always my first stop on the circuit, and the last, that doesn't matter now. You can't ask for more certain closure than the whole planet being gone. Oh, well, past my prime by any measure. I started late, too. Not like the kids out there now. Some of them are too young. It's a cutthroat business. I've seen some of them burn out after a year. They get dangerous and don't live long. That's not everyone, of course, but it happens. I'm happy. All right, then.
Have you tried anything useful? You answers or Harrison? Have you tried of anything useful?
Keep safe. Yep.
Yeah, she's talking to race. What about you?
Well, fresh face for the game.
No, but we're not
All
playing.
right, but
Bro, we're not playing Messiahs, we're not playing the rigged game. hell? Not how YouTube, not how Google is nowadays. I probably can't even say that probably on YouTube now. I wouldn't be super surprised. N64, classic. There's some classics on that back. The GoldenEye, the original GoldenEye. Some of the original Mario, not the original Mario games, but what's that
Hey,
game?
Bastila. You ever use the Force just for fun? You know, a little jolt to the Force to trip up some jerk who's ticking you off?
I would never use the Force for such petty and trivial revenge. The mere thought of it's preposterous.
Oh, come on. There's gotta be times when you thought about it. Don't be so stuck up. You can tell me.
I am not stuck up. I merely have the years of training to give me the wisdom and understanding to see how childish such an act would be.
Childish? Is that a crack about my age? You ain't much older than me, Miss High and Mighty. Just 'cause you're some Jedi, doesn't mean you can be a prissy little... What the... Hey, that wasn't funny.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Mission. Come now, we have to get going. Please, do try to be less clumsy in the future.
I said an interest in maybe doing some of the N64 games eventually. Maybe not. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm not gonna comment on that. There's this one too.
Greeting. Hello to you, prospective purchaser. I am referred to as HK-47, a fully functional SciTech Corporation droid skilled in both combat and protocol functions. Query. Would you be so kind as to purchase this model from Yukalaka? It would serve my purposes to be removed from his ownership. Refusal. It is not desirable for me to reveal core functions while still in... It is sufficient to say that I am a fully capable translator and cultural analyst. And... Explanation. I have been recently fitted with a... Not to mention that the fool Ithorian might raise his asking price if he knew more, or make inquiries into my history. Assurance. I am fully autonomous, but lack resources. I will grant loyal service in exchange for proper maintenance. As well, it is rare that I am able to utilize my full array of abilities. You seem likely to give me the opportunity to do so. Extrapolation. You are no farmer or diplomat. You are armed and comfortable as such. Explanation. It is rare for a droid to resist. Doubtless the Ithorian considers my stubbornness an embellishment to add interest to Statement. The fool Ithorian has decided I am to be an expensive purchase. He does this out of advisement. I have observed him. He is a coward and will be responsive to aggressive. Statement. I wish only to be purchased and away for qualification. Oh, of course I should.
Sure, I will buy you HK. Because you're actually one of the more interesting characters. Plus, you know what's actually kind of interesting with HK in this this game? HK-47, you can just outright not recruit HK, and you can also kill one of the other companions. What's that cat called again? Is it Johani? You can literally just kill her at the start of the game, and you just never see those two companions for the whole game. Too bad it doesn't have a crossover to Knights of the Republic 2. Like, it would have been cool if it was like the Mass Effect games, which is obviously a future franchise, which is made by BioWare as well, which is a bit newer than this. But what you do in those games obviously affect what happens in like the next game. Mostly, there are some aspects of Mass Effect 3 that you do in Mass Effect 2 and 1 don't seem to affect it as much as Mass Effect 1 and 2. But it would have been interesting, but I can understand why they brought back HK. It would be interesting if you could carry over your save, but it was a 2000 and... It was a 2000 and, 3, so that's understandable. Let's go back.
And if the unit proves even more uncooperative once we purchase it...
Could I convince you to purchase? Perhaps I can convince you to go there. Think of the advertisement you'll get them. Fine. I'll take the top price. Yeah, we know what the sand people are. We know what the sand people are. Okay, let's see what else he's selling. Anything useful? Probably just droid parts, I'd imagine. Yeah, just droid parts. No, I'm not interested. I just like to save my money on these things. Alright, let's get a HQ.
Statement. I see you have purchased me, Master. I find this a satisfactory arrangement. My restraining bolt will be deactivated when you take possession of me. Am I to accompany you now? Shall I kill something for you? Answer. Indeed. I am most eager to engage in some unadulterated violence. At your command, of course, Master. Statement. I will enter into your service now, Master. I am certain you will make adequate use of my primary functions. My gears are practically quivering with anticipation.
Okay. So, bye-bye, Bash. We do need mission for the next part of the mission anyway. He's got a level, which is nice. Might actually have a couple of levels. I just realised my guy's only level 8. At the AI's high, strange. Alright, so HG focuses best on demolition. I mean, awareness is kind of a pointless skill. Skew repair. Okay. Attitude. So what does he focus best on? His best skill is strength. It's a droid, so we don't need to... I mean, more points on essential skills is true. Right, wisdom's kind of pointless. Let's see. We'll do intelligence, see if we can get more skills on him. He only spends 2 skills. Yeah, do that. Okay. Feats, okay. Feats, this is what I was looking for. I guess we'll just upgrade Power Blaster. Another level, nice. Damage. Bear's the best for the droids anyway. Star Wars. Which Star Wars logo do you like more? Let's assume you're going to say something next. I don't know. I like what Star Wars mobile games, because this game is not a mobile game. I know it is a mobile game, but this game was not originally a mobile game. This game originally came at the original Xbox, and then it came to PC like 6 months later, I believe. I actually really wanted to play this game on PC, but for some reason, just every other game I can play on PC, stream on PC, no issues with OBS or OBS Streamlabs. But for some weird ass reason, this game in OBS, I don't know why, but OBS lags like fuck. I don't know why it happens on this game. This is the only game that I've ever had lagging problems on the PC, because I really wish I could play this on PC, because I could mod the game, get it to go in a 16:9 aspect ratio so you can see the full screen and play it like 1440p. What do you think? Oh. Oh, movies. Alright, Star Wars movies, easily. Even though I grew up during the, I didn't grow up during the original trilogy. I'm nowhere near that old. You'd have to be about, geez, you have to be about in your 50s to be growing up with the original trilogy now. It's kind of crazy. So I wasn't growing up with the original trilogy. I did grow up during the prequels, but I will say this. No, not the, the prequels, the sequels in the trilogy. Even though I was growing up with the prequels, I love the prequels. I think the prequels are really, really good movies. My favourite prequel movie is Revenge of the Sith, but I'm an original trilogy fan. I love the original trilogy of Star Wars. I was growing up in the original trilogy, even though, obviously, I didn't watch some of the movies when I came out because I wasn't born, nowhere near born. But I think they're usually the best part of Star Wars, in my opinion. I still think they're the strongest part of Star Wars when it comes to the movies. Of course, when it comes to the actual games, Knights of the Old Republic. Knights of the Old Republic games, anything Old Republic related, gameplay wise, my favourite. Anything related to the Sith, proper Sith, not Palpatine Sith. I'm sorry, but anybody that says Darth Sidious is the most powerful Sith Lord ever, man, they've just got some delusional opinions. I'm sorry, but this shit would absolutely fucking ragdoll. Would literally ragdoll Emperor Palpatine. Where's this Jawa, by the way? Maybe Jawa, oh, there he is. My favourite Star Wars movie is, without a doubt, is Empire Strikes Back. And I would say followed by Revenge of the Sith is my second best. And the new trilogy, well, I hate the new Star Wars.
Statement. It is doubtful he can be clearer. Their language is difficult even for droids. He is using a trade language to try and help. Translation. 98% probability that members of the miniature organics tribe are being held by Sand People Master. Doubtless, he wishes assistance. Translation. 2% probability that the miniature organic is simply looking for trouble and needs to be blasted. That may be wishful thinking on my part, Master.
Not 2%. Okay, we've already had this before. So that's up.
No one leaves Anchorhead without proper authorization. Well, let's see it. Come on. All right. I'll just scan that and you're off. I'll keep it on file, too. Good luck out there. You'll need it.
Okay.
Hello there. You're heading out into the desert? You're a hunter, right? You must be if you've been allowed to leave Anchorhead. When you see Tanis, and I know you old boys always stick together, tell him his wife hopes he enjoys the anniversary gift. You're just another of his buddies from that hunting club.
Oh, really?
I know you're kind. You all cover for each other, I bet. Well, he can do what he wants. He'll get what he deserves. I bought my own license just so I could see that he did. Oh, I'm through planning. I just left him a little mess that he has to take care of. If he's smart, he'll be just fine. But he's not smart. Just a little something to remember me by. Something that symbolizes our years together. Something that will blow up in his face. Of course, he'll never understand how appropriate it is. He can't talk his way out of this one. He's not smart enough. Oh, I'll be long gone soon enough. The next shuttle to anywhere, really. I've had it with cleaning up his messes, repairing his droids. If he lives, he can try and get by on his own. I doubt he'll last long with no one to listen to his lies. I'm sure you do. Like I said, when you see him, tell him his wife Marlena says hello.
Okay. Alright, so here we go, the desert of Tatooine. Here we go, ready to get spammed by Tusken Raider attacks. I'm so looking forward to that. Actually, to me, jeez, the motion blur in this game is so strong when you put faster speed on. It actually looks a little bit better on YouTube for once than it does actually on my screen. Surprisingly, YouTube compression is actually doing something good for once.
Anyone out there? Could you help? I seem to be, doomed. Hey there, thanks for stopping. I appreciate it. I've been stuck without water for hours. Wasn't looking good. Oh, hey, it's you. I remember you at Foz's place. Could I get you to help out a fellow hunter, please? Well, it would appear that I've worn out my welcome with my wife Marlena. She fixes my droids. Fixed them good this time.
Commentary. One would hope the female is better at repairs than Yukalaka. I still would like to crush his neck, Master.
I triggered some sort of trap she programmed. She probably figured I wouldn't be smart enough to get out. Yeah, she was right. The wife put a kink in my battle droids. They're in some sort of discharge loop. And if I move from this spot, they're threatening to blow up. She knew I wouldn't know how to fix them. Could you try to do some repairs? They don't care if you move. It's just me who's stuck.
Commentary. I say we blast the meatbag and save you the trouble, Master.
What's with all the droids lately? My wife get to you too?
Negative. I just don't like organic meatbags. Except for the Master, of course.
I'd, really appreciate a bit of help. Please? Just access each droid's repair interface. You'll have to do some tinkering, but be careful. One explosion I can survive. Any more than one and I'm dead.
Okay, good night, yeah.
Ignore the message.
What time is it
Marlena
actually in
left
Australia right now?
No way do I deserve
Before you go
this,
off?
I swear.
Is it like midnight or something or the man? I'm pretty sure Australia's like ahead of the United Kingdom. BST's like 8 to 10 hours ahead of us. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's not as bad as America. Jeez, you guys are like, if we're talking the East, so if we're talking like New York and that, they're like 5 hours behind us, and if we're talking like LA or something, they're like 8 hours behind me. Practically a day behind you, behind you. Okay, Great customers management. You would here's near you. Oh, AMGs. Well, good night then. Hey, I didn't know it was that late. That's even more behind the years, Jesus. If they're like, yeah, so that means they are 11 hours ahead of me. But we probably need to sit in there or something like that. Probably the other side of you showing. Probably not as much. Repairs. How good am I doing the repair parts? Actually, I'm gonna get the right to this. Should watch the lights repair parts. Yes, it does. Alright, we're just gonna use the repair parts rather than doing this manually. To make this easier. Too lazy to read the story or whatever it is. We're probably going to be about the end of the stream anyway, soon anyway. Sure. It's only going for about 2 hours. Okay.
That was unpleasant. Thanks for your help. I'd have been a goner. Hey, and the old bat thought I was dead. You never asked me for anything, but I consider my life worth something. Please, take this. I insist.
I think I should ask for more.
Thanks again. I doubt any of those uptight hunters would have helped, and I doubt the wife is coming back. I'm heading back to the shop. I hope she left the manuals for these things behind. Ungrateful little...
That's how she sounds like. Okay. Okay, not bad. 400 credits, you know, that was pretty easy. For 400 credits. Before we talk to these guys, we're going to play the game because I've done this before and I know what's going on.
Who are you? It doesn't matter. Can you handle a blaster? It may attack again at any second. I doubt we could hold out on our own against another wave of them. You would be right. Came out of nowhere. Wait, damn it. Here they come again. How did it do that?
Yep, Sam. There we go, I'm working something else now. That's how broken the area is. Like, at the start of the game, you never hit them. But later on, you're like constantly hitting them every hit. Like, once we get a Fury upgraded to full way maxed out, should be able to one tap in the game. It's going to be really fun to fight hard while at the end of the game because honestly, you can literally kill that one practically instantly. It's kind of funny. It's so broken, Fury. So that's why it's Force Lightning and Cold 2. Force Lightning and Lightning were probably two fucking really broken as well in that game. She was so bad.
Thanks for your help. I don't think we'll try holding this position for much longer. We're not soldiers. Did the company send you? It's about time they drove these animals out. Well, you've got a lot of work ahead of you. Do you know about their enclave in the south? Don't even try to go near it. They've taken all the Zerka weapons that were supposed to protect our sandcrawlers. That place is a fortress, a death trap. You'll have to find some way to sneak into the place. That is not my job. Just that they attack everything on sight. Well, I suppose they don't attack each other, but anyhow, the company tried to arm us and even set up remote self-powered. We're not soldiers. They still kill us and then take our weapons off our corpses. They even had the Jawas disable their turrets and set them around their enclave. It's like a fortress now. I don't know how you're going to break through all of that. Me, I'd sneak in.
Disguise.
They use whatever they scavenge. They seem to hate our technology, but they love to turn it against us. That goes for blasters and turrets too, I guess. It's not like you need to be a genius to operate them. They probably don't even bother with special settings. They just watch for people approaching and switch them on. I don't have time for the... Yeah, so do we. Ah, the Jawas will salvage it eventually anyway. Then we can buy it back and start over.
Yep, that's Java soon. Ow. Okay. Save the game. I think that's going to be us for today. So, I don't stream on the weekend if anybody is new around here. So, here's how we'll do it. So, on Monday, we'll be starting our playthrough of Battlefield Bad Company 2, which will be starting part 1 of that. Then on Wednesday, I don't stream on Tuesdays. I mean, I could say I can stream on Tuesdays, but the problem is if I've got to stream on Tuesdays, I have to stream at like 10 in the morning or something like that, 9 in the morning, which, to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of streaming that early in the morning. So, probably most likely won't be streaming on Tuesday anyway. I don't usually stream on Tuesdays. I've made my decision to stop streaming on Tuesdays. But on Wednesday, we'll be continuing our playthrough of this game, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And assuming nothing's coming up Friday, there should be a stream next Friday as well. And the good thing is Christmas and Boxing Day and Christmas Eve are actually over the weekend this year, so there's not going to be like any content. It's not going to be reduced, like no live streams or no videos, but that's the plan at least. So we'll be back on Monday with Battlefield, our first part of actually, we're starting Battlefield Bad Company. But if you're watching for Knights of the Republic, we'll be continuing this next Wednesday and hopefully next Friday as well, but we'll see when the time goes. Not like, sometime next week if things change. But anyway, that's us done today, so yeah. See you all next time, so peace out and bye.